thank you for listening. We never know whether to say thank you or I'm sorry, but it's either
Depends
way.
what day it is.
Yeah. Depends on how it's going. So
Depends on John's mood too. John
that,
Hubbard's.
that will guide. I always know what I'm fixing to do, but I never know what's going to happen. So that it doesn't. But in all seriousness, it is so awesome to have you here. Welcome home to Elberton and Elberton First Methodist Church. So proud, I know, to have you coming in. Can you tell us a little bit of where you're coming from and a little background?
Sure.
Yeah.
I've served churches. This is coming June, it'll be my 30th year as a Methodist pastor.
Wow.
And we've served churches in the Dakotas Conference and Minnesota Conference and
Oh,
South
wow.
Georgia and North Georgia. So we're coming here from the last 7 years in Augusta and before that in Atlanta and the outer Atlanta, Newton County area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife and I, when we came out of Atlanta, we sold a house and we made just a little bit of money on it, and so we bought a couple lots over on Lake Russell when we did.
Yes.
And a few years ago, she was up looking at job opportunities here and thinking about life, and said, John, I want to take a job up in Elbert County, and I'm going to build a house on that lot. And so she said,
wow.
You come up as soon as you're able. And so I've been trying to come up for 5 years, and now it's finally worked out. And I'm really thankful. I used to not know anyone in town at all. We would come into Ingles and Walmart and the restaurants.
Yeah.
But I met more Elberton people in the last 2 weeks than the last 5 years than I did in the last 5 years.
I'm
really
getting
neat.
chills right now. So you've been looking for a job opportunity in this area, and the First Methodist Church was looking for. I think that's a God thing.
It is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think so too. I think in God's timing, because it probably couldn't have happened until the church went through what it did, its disaffiliation, and they had to do a search process where, they had to get to the point where they said, well, here's John, and it can't get any worse than this. So let's go ahead and
No. I think I see this already as being a wow factor. Just knowing that you've served and you were already 5 years ago looking. Look at God's timing and how preparation, and sometimes we in life we may even think, oh, this is never going to work. 5 years. I mean, and then all of a sudden one day everything's just lined up the way it's supposed to be, and we just trust in Him and see that greater plan that is out there. And so, did they tell you about having to do 2 services yet, or you got that?
I did that last week. I did that last week, and there's an evening service, but thankfully somebody else was leading that, and I just got to enjoy it. But I enjoy the first services. When I first became minister, I had what they call a 3-point charge.
Yes. Yes.
3 country churches, and sometimes after the first service, I'd pull off the side of the road and try to rewrite things and say, let's try to do it better next time around.
Different.
So actually, preaching the same sermon a couple times is easier.
Well, I'll tell you what. I grew up in the circuit, so I went to Ruckersville Methodist, and we had Concord Methodist, and of course we looked at Elberton First as being like the big church. We looked at that as being like, oh, we get to go to town next Friday, y'all, because there's, like it was like we're gonna be, in a group thing with them, and but our service was at 9:30, and then Concord would be at like 11. So the preacher every Sunday come to us, and then head there. And I do know of a few churches that had 3 appointments in there too. So I know all about the circuits. I call it the horse and buggy ride, because you're going church to church to church. But what a great thing to have you here in Elberton and have you a part. What time are the services now for First Methodist?
So we have in our Crossroads Connectional building, our Connectional Center is the building right off the back of the office, and that's our contemporary service. That is at 9 o'clock in the morning. And then at 11 o'clock, we have our traditional service in the sanctuary. And in between time, there's Sunday schools. We're working on building that back up, getting everything where it needs to be. And then, so we have those 2 services. And like you said, in the evening time, we have a 6 p.m. service. That's just very small and intimate, and it's actually in our chapel.
Kind of a Bible study or more? Okay. And so, folks, come on out, Elberton First, this Sunday and join in, find a way to plug in. Bring the family and Sunday school and all that's going on. It's going to be awesome to do that. So, Bryce comes by about once a week and brings biscuits. Now, Pastor John, are you?
Okay. Well, he didn't tell me that, but next time we'll have some with us.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. Did your wife? Now, did she find a job?
She did. She's been working up here as a guidance
Oh,
the primary
wonderful.
school.
Y'all are just, I mean, this is just like plugged right in, didn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
I mean, I love this. And did you get to build your house? Or
We did.
So, yeah.
It's nice. It's over on. It's in what they call Beaver Dam Estates, but there are only
Yeah.
a couple of homes back there.
Yeah.
A few homes now. There was one when we got there. Now there are four.
Okay, okay.
But you know how the Corps owns 100 yards
From the
around,
lake.
around the Russell.
Yes.
So we're up from that.
Okay,
And
okay.
You could carry. We have a couple of canoes. You could carry one downhill to the lake, but my wife actually says it's a lot easier to put it on top of the car and drive around.
And just go to the
Yeah, go to
the boat ramp.
Boat ramp,
Yes, yes. It,
Speaking of biscuits,
yes.
I almost forgot an important thing about Sunday mornings.
Okay.
8:30 before our contemporary service, we have breakfast every Sunday, and so.
Well, preach it, Brother Bryce Keeley. Bring in the word this
Yeah.
morning. Sorry.
So we have breakfast those, and we also, not just Sundays, Wednesday nights, we have our youth and children's, of course. And so it's just a time where everyone brings their own food. We eat at 5:30 and then break off at 6 and just have a time of hanging out. The kids are with each other. The youth are with each other. And so it's just a great time just to see all the fellowship going on and give the kids and the youth a place to be and just forget about everything else going on in their life and just be with each other and learn about God. So.
Well, look, it's awesome when you can break some bread together and then fellowship and then have great family and community time together and then to focus on God's word
Absolutely.
too. So so wonderful. So and how can folks keep up with events? I know y'all have a Facebook, but I don't know if
Yes.
you've changed it. I really don't. So what is the current?
So the current Facebook is Elberton First Methodist Church.
Okay, Elberton First Methodist Church.
And so we actually also have an app. So if you go to the App Store and type in
Oh, y'all are
Elberton,
uptown now.
Oh yeah, we're getting.
Oh, actually, you
we're
are.
getting
You're right up
fancy.
here uptown. So-
If you just go to the App Store and type in Elberton First Methodist Church, it'll come up. Download it, and all of our events stay up. And you can sign up to get push notifications, so notifications will come straight to your phone from the app about upcoming events, and different ways to stay in touch, Bible studies that are coming up, and all these different things.
That's pretty cool. So,
I'm learning things too here this morning.
did you know about the
I
app,
did not know
Pastor
about
John?
that.
Yeah, and
We didn't want to put too much on you all at once.
Yeah, that's a lot. But that's pretty. Apps have become a good way to keep in touch and do. We have an app here now, and it's just a great way to communicate outside the walls.
Absolutely.
So good. Well, Pastor John, we were really looking forward to. Hopefully, I'll get to come by and
We'd love
see
to
y'all
have
one Sunday. And I go to Rock Branch Baptist, and so I have to get permission to take a Sunday. So but I would love to come and fellowship. And I don't know if I'll come to the 9 or the 11. I mean, we'll figure out. Or the breakfast. What time's that?
8:30. It's
Yeah,
right
that's the
before.
one I'm in.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I'm coming to.
And if you ever want to
So,
play, we got room for you.
I've been known to hit the strings before,
yeah.
so it.
Oh yeah, we'd love to have you come play for us.
Is Michael still playing bass, or is he?
Every now and then
every
he
now
does,
He
yep.
does.
He's the one that does a lot of the breakfast stuff.
He's
in charge
always
of that,
working.
and so whenever he's got time, he'll try and play.
I called him the other day. I hope it's okay. And he said he was busy shining the floors.
Yep.
He said we got a new pastor coming, Stan. I got to get the floor shine. I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay. And so yeah, he was excited too. So.
Well, I know you do some preaching too, so you come out, you can
Uh-oh,
play a little
uh-oh.
and we get you to share your testimony.
Look, I love if I do my testimony. I love starting it from the beginning, and then before I know it, everybody's asleep. It all started in 1974, and then you look around and everybody's sleeping. So, well, I tell you what, I'm looking forward to coming and just fellowshipping and community and just excited for the church and excited for Pastor John and looking forward to it. I want y'all to. I don't want to wrap it up now, but I do want to say I'd love to have a prayer before we end.
Absolutely.
And Pastor John mentioned a song, so I want to play that too. But anything else before we wrap up that y'all want to plug or say, or anything coming up at the church, or
Just be on the lookout for events coming up. We've got a lot of fun things happening. Like we mentioned, we've been through a lot, and we're on the other side of it now, and so we are just. A lot of celebrations that are going to be happening. We have VBS coming up as well at the end of July, right before school starts. So just be on the lookout for all these dates and all these opportunities just to come hang out and have fellowship, not just on Sunday mornings, but in different times during the week.
yes,
Good.
awesome.
Like he said.
Yeah, Pastor. Yeah, like he said. That's it. Pastor John, would you lead us in prayer?
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dear Lord, we're thankful for your blessings on our Elberton community. We're thankful for the radio station here and the ministry that it has. And we ask your blessing on everybody here and on our community today. Help us to be safe, to do good work, and to please you in what we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Hey, our song right now that we want to do, Pastor John brought this one in, and it is awesome. These gospel songs on this album, it's called Precious Memories with Alan Jackson. The song is Amazing Grace. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember to keep on smiling till 10 o'clock, because the rest of the day will take care of itself.